It's the Shotgun Effect. It's the G-Wolf 13 broadcast, and we're back. We're going to hit you fast. We're going to hit you hard. So here we go. Let's go with it, man. We're not even going to waste any time today. Because what we've got to get to, we don't have much time. We got to cover a lot right now. And where we're going to go in this particular broadcast is going to be a discussion about a subject that is plaguing us in Western society today, and it's very serious. It's the breakdown of the family. And we're going to discuss gender roles, something that's been talked about quite a bit. Men, women, and children. Let's roll into it. What does the Bible say about gender roles? Genesis, the book of Genesis said that Adam was to tend to the garden and in work. The good book says that the man is to lead the family, including in spiritual matters. He is to be the head of the household, just as Christ is head of the church. What about women? Eve was created out of Adam because it was recognized that it's not good for man to be alone. She was created to be something called a helpmeet. Someone to help him with specific chores in the dwelling place. And she was to meet him. She was to know him physically. 1 Corinthians 11:3, 8 through 9. What about 1 Timothy 2:12 and 13? A woman isn't meant to usurp a man's authority. A woman is here, according to Genesis 3:16, for birthing children. Deuteronomy 22:5, this is interesting. A woman is not permitted to wear men's garments. Here's one that's ignored today in the church. Exodus 21:10, this is real interesting. A wife is to keep her role, her physical role, to her husband. If a man chooses to take on a second wife, we're talking about polygamy, polygyny. How about concubines? What's a concubine? A concubine is a lesser wife-related person. Not lesser. That's the wrong way to put it, but didn't receive the same benefits. As the first wife. Because the first wife is the first wife. What constitutes marriage? How about that? In Old Testament times, when a marriage was to take place, the bride would be presented and examined with a father-in-law present to assure that she was a virgin, to assure she had remained chaste for her groom. And the groom would pay a sum of money or something of the like to the father-in-law for the allowance of taking his daughter as a bride. And then the marriage would be consummated. What about children? What are children's roles? Well, it's very simple. They're subject to parental rearing. And the wife or a woman to teach the children. It's said that the men are to be teachers in the church to other men and to women. So Here's the situation. Are men and women and even children equal? Yes, they're equal in importance. Are they equal in their roles? No. If we were all equal, we would look exactly the same and we would function the same. What are some of the reasons for the breakup of the family unit? Uh, there are too many right now to describe. What about outside influences? Today's culture, having to spend too much time outside of the house, both sexes, in order to make enough money to survive. Um, Inappropriate positions in the workplace for men and women that don't reflect their purpose. Hours spent outside the home. Working overtime. What about that willful Jezebel spirit floating around? Uh, what did we say? Rapid sexual escapades. Here's an interesting tidbit: 75% of divorces are initiated by women in this country. Just, just an interesting note. What happens when we come to a time now where there are ministers, reverends, that say divorce is accepted? Always. Or accepted without um, showing that there is an extreme, legitimate, abusive, I don't know what situation going on. There's a quote I heard in a movie: when the machine breaks down, we break down. Many men at one time in their life have wanted a family and a wife, someone to love them, someone to be with them, someone to help them out, someone to hold. Children running around the house, Christmases. When the machine breaks down, we break down. When the family breaks down, we break down. When the family breaks down, the church breaks down. When the church breaks down, what happens? Many of us have been victims of disintegration of family, separation for whatever reasons. And if we don't find a way to get back on board and the machine keeps breaking down, there's not going to be a machine that's functioning anymore. It will fall into decay. Just thoughts. We're going to take you out. We've made it. We did it. Uh, let's leave you with that. It is the G Wolf 13 broadcast. It is the Shotgun Effect. Good night.
So I took the oath of you.